Good evening, Virgin Islands. Good evening. Standing before you is Sandy Harrigan Underhill, your at-large candidate, running with the best party, the only party, the party that is going to lead our country, the National Democratic Party. This party is going to take our country into a brand new day with fresh new energy, eager, ready, and able to serve you, the people of these beautiful British Virgin Islands. I am going to veer away from script like everybody else to tell you why you should vote for this woman. Now, I might get in trouble for this, but I believe that as principal of Elmo Stout High School, I don't believe any other principal had the challenges that I faced. I became principal in 2014. And there are a list of things I can share with you, a list of accomplishments, and that is going to come. But tonight, I just want to remind you of two. 2017, August 7. Do you remember those floods? Yes. Do you remember where got hit the hardest? Yes. Elmo Stout High School. Now, some of you may not know this, but the entire art department, which is on the basement floor of that L-shaped building, was entirely devastated. We mopped, we drained with the help of community-minded persons, and just when we thought we were ready to bring the children into school, September 6th happened. And I walked in on that campus on September 7th, and I got a headache. I watched, I cried, I walked, and my God, never would I fathom that 1 year later we would be here, and not only here, hailing results for the second year in a row, top in CXC in the OECS region. Let me tell you why you should vote for this woman. Let me tell you why you should vote for this woman. This man right here, he had me scared, just wrong, I believe, and you can correct me, September 22nd. He called a meeting for all education personnel by Ashley Ritter, because that's the only building that was functioning. And he said, all you principals, I need school to start by a certain date. But for the Elmo Stout High School, for those of you who would know, because of the constraints and the time needed to prepare for CXC, we had an added burden to make sure that school started on October 5th. I went up to Mr. Walwyn afterwards. You remember? And I asked him if he crazy. He said, move from here, my child, you could do it. You're Jasmine, and you could do it. And with that, I went and I did it. I got 186 staff back to work and 1,200 children in school. And that was not an easy thing to do. We had to figure it out. Mr. Walwyn had his hands full with the rest of the territory schools. We had to figure it out, and that I did. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go back to my script. Fellow Virgin Islanders, friends and family, let us all agree tonight that there was never, ever a time in our country's history when leadership mattered more than now. We all have a stake in this election and a voice in deciding and ensuring that the leadership of this country ends up in the right hands, in the hands of the National Democratic Party. Because we are better, stronger together. After the hurricanes of 2017, particularly Hurricane Irma, Like everyone I experienced a catastrophic devastation to our businesses, our schools, our homes, and the country's infrastructure. Like everyone, I was heartbroken. You could only imagine how I felt as I just described to you the feeling that I got when I saw the Elmo Stout High School, the school that I was in charge of. I was overwhelmed with emotion, and I was wondering, contemplating how we would start school back. But while I thought about the buildings and the infrastructural devastation, I couldn't help but recognize the major opportunities presented by these storms. Yeah, right. I recognized not only that this was an opportunity for physical rebuilding, but also that these hurricanes presented greater opportunity to reset some critical systemic buttons in our territory. Fellow Virgin Islanders, friends, and family, I joined the National Democratic Party because I know without a shadow of a doubt that this party will not only defend its record of progress, but will shift gears in this critical time with this new energized team to deliver just that. We are at a critical crossroad in the Virgin Islands, and our country's future depends on strong, transformational, and visionary leadership. Leadership that cares about all of its people. BV Islanders, belongers, residents, the elderly, the young, it don't matter who, our women. Yes. A leader who is not too proud to meet the people where they are. At church, in the supermarket, on the street, in the rum shop, and even in the ghetto. A leader who is not afraid to roll up her sleeves and get her hands dirty to get the job done. Fellow Virgin Islanders, friends and family, I, Sandy Harrigan Underhill, am that leader. A leader who is not afraid to change the status quo and make difficult decisions in trying times. I am that leader. A strong and confident woman who could stand among the boys and be proud to represent all women and young girls aspiring to be great. I, Sandy Harrigan Underhill, I am that leader. A leader who wants to continue the great works of our current education minister. A leader who wants to see the fruits of his great labor, particularly in the area of special education, and to continue the progress made with our at-risk students and juvenile delinquents who cannot function in the regular school setting. I will be your leader who creates policies for our youth to ensure the education, health, and overall development of our young people are paramount, so that they could contribute, I hear you, Marilyn, in meaningful ways to the continued growth and development of these Virgin Islands. And last, but certainly not least, our women. Yes. Our women. I will be your leader who is instrumental in developing a society in which women and men can enjoy equal opportunities. But most importantly, to establish a platform to empower and support our women, creating opportunities for our single mothers by helping them to obtain the necessary skills in parenting, coping, and other critical areas aimed at helping them become more effective at parenting, and to let them know that they are supported and that they too have a voice. Fellow Virgin Islanders, friends and family, I, Sandy Harrigan Underhill, am that leader. Tonight, I humbly stand before you, your at-large candidate, along with my NDP team, the team with proven track records of success, your team that cares about all of the people. Whether you are NDP, VIP, PVIM, RAA, Progressive United, BV Islanders, Belongers, residents, and yes, those of you with no status as yet. The party that cares because you made BVI your home. The party that cares simply because we are all God's people. Tonight, I am humbly asking that you register. As we walk the streets, we are recognizing that there are many of you who are not registered. Never was there a time more critical to have your voices be heard. The young people, you too have a voice. Register. Stop the nonsense about I ain't voting, I don't care what's going on. This is about your future. Register to vote and let your collective voices be heard. Vote for Sandy Harrigan Underhill and the entire NDP at-large team. Vote for a woman who believes that we are better, stronger together. I am a new voice. My people, it is a new day. Sandy and the NDP, say it with me, we're ready.